The lesson lithosphere endogenic process or forces is about the internal forces of the earth that are responsible for the changing surface of the earth. So what are endogenic processes? The endogenic processes are the internal processes. These internal processes generate heat and eject materials from deep below the earth's crust. Internal radioactivity is the principal source of power for this process. To understand about the endogenetic process of the earth, it is necessary to know what is plate tectonics and what are plate boundaries. Let us see what is plate tectonics. The lithosphere, which is made up of the crust of the earth and upper mantle, is divided into a number of huge slabs of rocks called tectonic plates. And these tectonic plates, there are major tectonic plates and minor or smaller tectonic plates. And these tectonic plates, they float independently over the mantle. Collisions of these plates produce mountain ranges and other irregular surface features both on land and the ocean floor. This phenomenon is called plate tectonics. The movement of plates or tectonic plates is due to thermal energy from the mantle. What are plate boundaries? Plate boundaries are the edges where two plates meet. Most geological activities, including volcanoes, earthquakes, and mountain building, take place at plate boundaries. There are three types of plate boundaries, namely convergent plate boundary, divergent plate boundary, and transform plate boundary. Let us see what is convergent plate boundary. When two tectonic plates moving towards each other and collide, it is called as convergent plate boundary. The denser plate will go below and below the less denser plate. And this process is called subduction. The denser plate going below the less denser plate is called as subduction. The subducted plate sinks into the mantle and melts due to high heat. And there are three types of convergent plate boundaries. When the ocean plate collides with continent plate, as shown in this picture, see here the oceanic lithosphere or the oceanic crust is subducting. And at this time, the trench, like Mariana Trench in Pacific Ocean, is formed. When ocean plates and ocean plate collide with each other, the volcanic or the rocks that melting here is ejected out as the lava. The magma is, so here the volcanic eruption takes place. When a continental plate and a continental plate collide with each other, fold mountains like Himalayas are formed. Divergent plate boundaries, and they are also called as rift zone. These plates, when two plates move apart, it is called as divergent plate boundary. The upwelling part of convection cells. This is the upwelling part of the convection cell. And this divergent plate boundaries, this action results in the formation of ocean ridges. And one such example is the Mid-Atlantic Ocean Ridge, which is the longest mountain chain of the world. The next is transform boundary. It is a tectonic boundary where two plates slide past each other. And when this transform boundary takes place, faults are formed on the crust of the earth. And one best example for this is San Andreas Fault in California. Movements of continental plates. Due to lateral compressional forces, the plates are forced to move upwards and downwards. This is called folding. Mountains formed by folding are called fold mountains. The process of folding creates lofty mountain ranges such as the Himalayas and Alps. See here. So when the compression takes place, when the two plates come closer, the compression takes place here, and when the compression increases, the fold mountains are formed. According to plate tectonics, the plates are in constant motion with an average rate of few centimeters per year. The movement might seem slow, but over millions of years, the plates and the continents riding on them move a long way. This picture explains about the continental drift theory. For example, about 250 million years ago, the Indian plate was a part of Gondwana land. So this is all the continents are together here, called as Pangaea, which is also called as supercontinent, and it was surrounded by huge water body called as Panthalassa or super water body, single water body. And this was the position of our Earth around 225 million years ago. And after 75 million years, slightly, these lands separated into two divisions. The northern part called as Laurasia and the southern part was called as Gondwana land. And our India was a part of Gondwana land, this here. Later, and these plates, they further drifted away and came to the present continent position or the present position. And this is what called as continental drift theory. Now let us see about earthquakes. Earthquakes are generally caused by sudden vibration in the Earth's crust, which spreads outward in all directions as waves from the source of disturbance. Earthquakes are the mild tremors on the surface of the Earth, and they are responsible for the changes on the surface of the Earth. Sudden changes. These earthquakes bring about sudden changes on the Earth's surface. The point of the origin of the earthquake is called as focus, which is also called as hypocenter. And this generates a series of elastic waves. And epicenter, what is epicenter? It is a point on the Earth's surface that lies directly above the focus. The impact of earthquake is felt the most at the epicenter. And what are seismic waves? The vibrations caused by earthquakes is called as seismic waves. Earthquakes generate a series of seismic waves. The nature, force, and speed of these seismic waves depend on the nature of the medium, that is, through the solid, rock, water, gas, which it passes. Accordingly, there are three major types of waves. Primary waves or P waves. These are the fastest of all the earthquake waves and the first to reach the epicenter. These waves pass through solids, liquids, and gases, either through push or pull with an average velocity of 5.3 km per second to 10.6 km per second. So, they travel in the horizontal way. Secondary waves or S waves, they travel only through solids. These transverse waves shake the ground perpendicular to the direction in which they propagate. See, they travel like this, but they shake the ground in this way, perpendicular to the direction of their travel. The average velocity of these waves is 1 km per second to 8 kilometers per second. And the other one, the last one is surface waves. And these surface waves or L waves are similar to P waves, but they travel primarily along the ground surface. These waves travel comparatively slower and are the most destructive waves. The average velocity of these waves are 1 km per second to 5 kilometers per second. C.F. Richter, he devised a scale to measure the magnitude of the earthquake, how intensity it is. This scale relates to the energy released at the epicenter and provides an estimation of the severity of an earthquake. It is an open-ended scale. The highest magnitude ever recorded is 9.5 on Richter scale. It happened in Chile in 1960 in South America. The instrument which records the earthquake waves is called seismograph or seismometer. The science that deals with earthquakes is called seismology. Tsunami. The word tsunami is a Japanese term caused by underwater earthquakes, which also means harbor waves or killer waves. It is adopted to describe large seismically generated sea waves caused by earthquakes, submarine explosions, and landslides. These waves travel at a great speed and the length of the waves exceeds 600 kilometers. These waves reach a height of more than 15 meters near the seashore and are capable of causing destruction along the coastal area. And these are the ways how the tsunami is caused. And this is here the tsunami is caused because of the volcanic eruption. And here when two plates they slide past each other, the subducted plates get inside, and this the lifted plate uplifts the waves upward and causes tsunami. And when a meteoroid hits the surface of the ocean, tsunami is generated, and landslides under the ocean surface also causes tsunami. The 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake that caused tsunami is the sixth deadliest natural disaster, which traveled at a speed of 600 kilometers per hour with an estimated death toll of 280,000. The earthquake, which occurred near Indonesia at 00.58 hours, took nearly 7 hours to reach Chennai in Tamil Nadu. It was a result of the Indo-Australian plate subducting below the Eurasian plate. This is the Indo-Australian plate and this is Eurasian plate. And that earthquake occurred because of this collision. It was caused by an earthquake measuring a magnitude of above 9 in Richter scale. The earthquake caused the sea floor to uplift, displacing the seawater above. And this map describes the 2004's deadliest tsunami. It is the epicenter of the tsunami near Indonesia, and the waves were triggered all over. It affected nearly 6 or 7 countries of South Asia till so. And also it reached the eastern coast of Africa. And in the next class, let us learn about volcanoes.